Have you ever been so sure about something in a movie, only to find out it never actually happened? That's the Mandela Effect. Named after Nelson Mandela, whose death in the 1980s was falsely remembered by millions, the Mandela Effect is when large groups of people share a false memory. And it happens all the time with movies, so much so you won't believe how many famous scenes you remember incorrectly. Let's start with one of the most iconic misquoted lines in movie history. "Luke, I am your father." We've all heard it, right? Darth Vader reveals his dark secret to Luke Skywalker in Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. But here's the thing, it never happened. The real line is, "No, I am your father." That's right, no Luke at all. Despite that, this version of the line has taken on a life of its own, appearing in countless parodies, memes, and even daily conversation. How many times have you said it wrong without even knowing? Next up, the infamous line from Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs. "Hello, Clarice." Picture Anthony Hopkins saying it in that spine-chilling voice, right? Wrong. He never says it. The closest he gets is a simple "good morning." Yet somehow, "Hello, Clarice" is remembered by nearly everyone who talks about the movie. It's been used in pop culture so much that it feels real, but it never was. This one will blow your mind, a 90s movie called Shazaam, starring comedian Sinbad as a genie. So many people are certain they've seen this movie, but it doesn't exist. That's right, Shazaam is a complete fabrication. The closest thing is Kazam, starring Shaquille O'Neal. But for some reason, Shazaam lives in the memories of so many people. There are even detailed descriptions of specific scenes that supposedly happened in this phantom film. How do people remember something so clearly when it was never real? One of the most quotable lines from Field of Dreams is often remembered as, "If you build it, they will come." However, that's not what's said in the movie. The actual line is, "If you build it, he will come," referring to the main character's father. Yet somehow the misquote has stuck and even made its way into sports commentary, pop culture, and everyday speech. The mistake is so widespread that most people never realize they've been saying it wrong all along. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? A line that's been passed down through generations, except it was never said in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The real line is "magic mirror on the wall." Even though mirror, mirror feels like a cultural staple, it's a Mandela effect that has permeated our collective memory. But for some reason, the magic mirror just doesn't get as much love. So why do we all remember these things so vividly when they never actually happened? There are a few psychological explanations for this. First, there's memory distortion. Our memories aren't as reliable as we think. Over time, we fill in the gaps with what makes sense or what we've heard repeatedly. Next, social reinforcement. When everyone around you misremembers something, it reinforces the incorrect memory. It feels like a collective truth. And then there's cultural influence. Movies, TV shows, and parodies constantly repeat these misquotes, embedding them into our minds even more. Some people even take it further, suggesting that the Mandela Effect is proof of alternate realities or parallel universes. Maybe, in another timeline, Darth Vader did say Luke. Maybe Sinbad really did star as a genie in Shazaam. It's a fun theory, but the truth likely lies in the way our brains process and recall information. So next time you catch yourself quoting a movie, stop and think. Are you really remembering it right, or are you falling victim to the Mandela Effect? Either way, it shows how easily our brains can trick us, and that makes movies even more fascinating. Let us know in the comments. What movie misquote had you fooled? Like, comment, and subscribe.